Hello and welcome to the news at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 and Hate 103.9 FM in Accra. It's live in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM, on Facebook live stream, and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. Go digital on Spotify and the MyJoyOnline.com app. Coming up, more than 1,000 people displaced in Ashalaja and surrounding communities near Amasaman in the Greater Accra region after their homes were flooded following the overflow of River Densu.
I have victims this year. There are more than 1,000 people. And our houses now I identify this year. Be 500 houses.
We have details as NADMO and municipal authorities work around the clock to provide relief to victims. Also coming up, minority on the Mines and Energy Committee to drag MD of ECG before the House over alleged moves to hand over the company's mobile app to a third party.
Asking whether they are indeed handing over the app that sells power at no cost to a company to charge a service fee of 4% or not. That is what we are picking.
Well, this follows the week-long system failure that left hundreds of customers stranded as they could not buy or upload credits onto their prepaid meters. Meanwhile, prepaid meter users in Kumasi have been queuing up into the night to buy electricity, some without success.
You see a meter that when Fedra, you are brain. Usika Shoboto Munya light. Mfasoben also. Mimi Vria me koya connection for meter energy. Electricity Nibio Baba meter ono. Madam.
And in business,
government team to continue negotiations with International Monetary Fund in Washington, USA in the coming weekend, as Finance Minister describes initial negotiations as collaborative. Details in 15 minutes.
And which school wins the bragging rights as the 2022 champions of the National Science and Math Quiz? We will get to know from the 10th to the 26th of October as the competition has been launched with balloting for the preliminary stage. We have more as the organizers Primetime Limited release a new local version of the competition's popular sick tune. Those and more on the news at 6 with me, Fred Smith. Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. So we start from the Greater Accra region. More than 1,000 people have been displaced in Ashalaja and surrounding areas in the South municipality after their homes were flooded as the River Densu overflowed its banks. Heavy rainfall over the weekend caused the river to overflow its banks, leaving some communities, including Ashalaja, Manhian, Obom, flooded. Officials from NADMO as well as military personnel used canoes to rescue the affected persons. MCE for Gas South, Joseph Nyani, revealed that residents had not witnessed such a disaster in the last 6 years. Meanwhile, the Gas South Municipal NADMO Director Christian Afenyo says they've identified some churches and schools where the victims can reside temporarily. He spoke in Chi to our sister station, Adom FM.
I have victims this year. There are more than 1,000 people. And our houses now I identify this year. Be 500 houses. Nipa entumi koho. Ana nsuno ba na eba. Na wo hwe ade we a started from Friday evening. Saturday na eko from kakra. Sunday no san peja enne de aye bubu ba de aye susu etumi eye no. Yeso nadmo ye. Asalaja ha no ya serve heaven churches we identify about 10 people 10 area into those churches no ye be twin crofo ni nyina e de call ye be make sure no so say omo be call no blanket ni mattress ometumi anya.
You heard the Gas South Municipal NADMO Director Christian Afenyo. Elsewhere in New Drabe North in the eastern region, 7 people have been displaced following continuous rainfall over the weekend. Schools in parts of the town have been closed down for a week. Daniel Kankam Chumesi is New Drabe North Operations Director of NADMO.
We can say that the affected houses are around 70 to 80, and the affected people is around 700. The municipal chief executive have advised the schools not to reopen through the municipal education director for at least 1 week. Precisely, the Akwadum community has been heavily affected.
You heard that Daniel Kankam Chumesi. He is the new Dwabe North Operations Director of NADMO. Now, the minority on the Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament say they will drag the managing director of the Electricity Company of Ghana before it to answer questions over alleged moves to hand over the company's mobile app to a third party. Ranking member on the Mines and Energy Committee, John Jinapor, tells Joy News they've received several reports of activities leading to the system failure that left hundreds of customers stranded as they could not buy or upload credit onto their prepaid meters.
We are getting some reports and some documents. And so tomorrow, we intend to escalate this matter and to pursue it. In respect of the two things, why is ECG introducing a new company called Haptel when indigenous local staff have been able to develop an app at no cost to ECG that sells power? Why are they doing that? And two is that why don't they have the backup systems? These are two things that we want to pursue. It includes summoning the ECG and their MD before Parliament.
Meanwhile, the managing director, Samuel Mahama, at a news conference could not rule out suggestions its systems were hacked.
The challenge was ICT related. The challenge was technology related, but we have the requisite people working for us. To be very honest, I cannot confirm or deny whether it was a hack. All I can say is that it's led to the necessary investigations for us to do the right thing and to make sure that the right things are established for the good people of Ghana.
You heard the managing director for the ECG, Samuel Mahama, speaking at a news conference yesterday. Meanwhile, many prepaid meter users in Kumasi queued up all night at various vending centers as they waited to be served with electricity. The customers defied the frustration of staying in long queues to access electricity after service was restored. Some vending shops had to close forcibly for security reasons. Love FM's Emmanuel Fred Kuuku has more.
So these are frustrated customers of Electricity Company of Ghana who are hoping to get electricity. They've been here for several hours hoping that the vending office over here would provide electricity for them.
Yeah, that's 1 week. There's some pressure. How be a baby because of my BC, you know.
The students were KSDS, we did 5. I think I'm penalized at all. To me, some money about 9, and I'm going to school to 9:30. Now, maybe if you bear for 3:30, same as me this about 8. Young coffee, a penalized me lights. You squat, I didn't mean to soon go to school. Me phone. Lights man, do so what test are bedding? I can't. Emmanuel
Bright Kweku filed that report from Kumasi. The chief executive of the Provident Insurance Company Limited, Michael Eshong, has urged Ghanaians to take insurance seriously, especially in the wake of increasing natural disasters. Mr. Eshong made a call when the company donated some items to the Princess Marie Louis Children's Hospital in Accra. The move forms part of their corporate social responsibility and also to kickstart its 40th anniversary celebrations.
For a very long time, most of us have not taken insurance seriously. These days, there's flooding everywhere, there's earthquake, all kinds of things happen, road accidents have increased, etc. And sometimes when these things happen, they leave the owners of those properties without anything. If you can consciously ensure that you are taking insurance cover for your vehicles, for your houses, for your business, etc., when these accidents happen, you are protected. And you know, in Provident Insurance, our byline is, man, you are covered. And
Chief Executive of Provident Insurance Company, Michael Eshong, the company donated 100,000 Ghana cedis worth of hospital equipment to the Princess Marie Louis Children's Hospital in Accra. And now what you're hearing in the background is the new local version of the popular National Science and Math Quiz signature tune, which was released yesterday at the launch and balloting for the main 2022 competition scheduled to take place from the 10th to the 26th of October. More than 100 schools will take part in the competition at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi. Already, many NSMQ enthusiasts are asking or who will be defending their trophy, and we know Prempeh College won it. Maxwell Agbaba was at the launch and he filed this report.
The excitement from the 2021 National Science and Maths Quiz is still fresh in our memories. The Sikh tune, which has been used for more than 15 years, has been replaced with a Ghanaianized version. Here is Managing Director for Primetime Limited, Nanekua Nkuma Asari, with details.
Shinjama is part of secondary school life. So since this program is mainly targeted at secondary school students, this is really their kind of music.
The 2022 National Science and Maths Quiz is expected to generate the usual thrilling sensation that always grabs the attention and interest of the country. Coordinator for the PSEC will be gone.
Maxwell Agubga with that report, and it promises to be an interesting contest this year. That's how we end the news on Joy 99.7 FM. Our top story: more than 1,000 people displaced in Ashalaja and surrounding communities near Amasaman in the Greater Accra region after their homes were flooded following the overflow of River Densu. Log on to manjoonline.com for more news. I'm Fred Smith.